What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over the new changes in today's Fortnite update. This is a pretty significant update and addresses one of the biggest problems we've had for all of Chapter 3, and that is going to be shotgun damage. If you guys do enjoy the video or find it helpful and informative, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and comment down below which change in this update you're most excited to see, because there's actually so many changes and so much content in today's update. It's a really, really good Fortnite update, especially coming this late into the season. So the biggest change that we got has been the shotgun change, and I will have the patch notes on screen right now, but I'm also going to read it and give my thoughts on it. In V20.30, all shotguns have undergone a damage balance update. These changes will increase the damage for most shots, including headshots. All shotguns have also been given a max damage cap, affecting how much maximum damage a single shot can do. So my interpretation of this is that they're trying to make shotguns more consistent, and based on things I've seen other content creators say, the gold striker still hits for 185 max. So it's not like you're going to be hitting for 200 even with all of these buffs they did. You're just going to be hitting for more damage more often, and you're going to be hitting a lot more consistent damage, and we'll see that as we get into some of the more updates or the more changes. Specific changes to shotguns available in Fortnite Battle Royale /0 build. Minimum pellet hit count increased from 3 to 4 for the striker pump, auto shotgun, and drum shotgun. So if you don't understand how shotguns work, the shotguns shoot a spread of pellets, and then each pellet does damage. And in the past, if you hit one pellet, you would get 1 pellet's worth of damage. But in Chapter 1, Season 5, I think it was, they added this minimum damage thing. So if you hit 3 pellets or less, you got damage for 3 pellets. And this made the shotguns more consistent. And they've done that again one step further and made it 4 pellets. So in simple terms, let's just say each pellet does 10 damage. It's not what it does, but let's just say for this example. In the past, the minimum damage you could get would be 30. Now the minimum damage you could get would be 40. So you're just getting an extra pellet's worth of damage all the time. If you hit 4 pellets, you'll get 4 pellets worth of damage. If you hit 5 pellets, you'll get 5 pellets worth of damage. It's just if you're 4 or less that you get 4. It's not like 4 plus whatever you have. I've seen people say that, and that's just not correct. The striker pump shotgun and the auto shotgun pellet damage increased, and headshot damage increased. So not only was the minimum pellet damage, or the minimum amount of pellets you are guaranteed, increased by 1, each pellet is going to be doing more damage, and the headshot damage, or the headshot multiplier, was increased. So the striker pump and the auto shotgun should be significantly better and significantly more consistent, which is really nice because consistency was the real problem with both of these shotguns, in my opinion. The ranger shotgun and the drum shotgun headshot damage greatly increased, but no change to base pellet damage. So the headshot multiplier was increased. You're going to be rewarded more for hitting headshots with these guns than you were in the past. And then finally, the drum shotgun damage fall off was adjusted, shortening effective damage range. So the drum shotgun range was nerfed. That's good. I thought the drum shotgun was just far and away the best option for 0 builds. And I feel like with the drum shotgun being the easiest to use shotgun in the game, or the most forgiving because it has that really high fire rate, it also just shouldn't be the best. Like, the easiest to use option shouldn't be the best, and hopefully that changes with this update. For builds, I always preferred the striker pump and the ranger shotgun over the other two, but for 0 builds, I was pretty much only using the drum shotgun, and it made the game mode less fun for me. So hopefully this update really changes things. I'm gonna have a video tomorrow after I've been able to play with these guns more and generate like better opinions on it, letting you know which shotgun is best now and which you want to be using for build mode and 0 build. So subscribe to the channel so you do not miss that video, because that should be a good one once I'm finally able to test these shotguns more. But it's really just consistency that should change. The fact that they added the max damage cap makes me think the max damage for all of these guns is going to be the same. You're just going to be having a lot more consistency, and you're going to be getting closer to that cap or hitting that cap much more frequently than you were before. So I think this is a good change, and I'm really excited to see how this affects the game. The next biggest thing in today's update is going to be the Star Wars changes. They added the Star Wars Lightsabers and the E11 blasters. From what I've been told, the E11 blasters are terrible. The lightsabers are pretty overpowered in certain situations, and they can be pretty irritating to play against. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of them, but I know a lot of Star Wars fans like them. And they are unvaulted from May 3rd to May 17th. So we got 2 weeks of Star Wars stuff in the game. And yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of it. Like I said, it's pretty irritating to play against. So we're just going to skip past that. If you like Star Wars, that's awesome. I have such bad memories of the lightsabers from Chapter 2, Season 1 when they left it in the game for a really long time. The next change in today's update is going to be that the Rocky blimp was crashed. The battle for Rocky Reels is over, and the 7 is won. So the Rocky blimp is crashed, and there's funding stations at Rocky Reels for turrets and the armored battle bus, like every other location that the 7 has reclaimed. And then now the 7 and the IO are fighting over Tilted, and Tilted has already been partially destroyed. So many of the buildings have been like lit on fire, blown up, destroyed. A lot of Tilted is in ruins. I will have a screenshot of it on screen now, how it looks. And they are fighting over Tilted like the previous POIs. The Mythic Thermal AR can now be found at the Tilted Towers blimp. And this should be the last location that they fight over until Command Cavern or Command Center. I think that might be part of what the event is for this season. So I don't know if they're going to just do 1 week of conflict like they did for all the other POIs after Tilted, but we'll see. And then it will also be really interesting to see what they do with the Tilted blimp. Like, it could crash into the water or maybe that island that's near Tilted, but it could just also crash into Tilted. And the fact that they've already destroyed some of the buildings would kind of lead you to believe, like, maybe they will destroy Tilted and it was just here for this season. That would be interesting to see. In the past, they would always kind of destroy a few of the buildings in Tilted and rebuild them over time. Until they eventually didn't and we got Neo Tilted. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with Tilted. I feel like it doesn't draw as much attention as it did in Chapter 1. And it just isn't as big of a deal as it was then. I could be wrong on that, but I never really see people talking about Tilted in the same way that they did in Chapter 1. So I don't know if people would really mind as much if Tilted was destroyed, or gone. Whereas in Season 9, when they added Neo Tilted, the community was very, very upset. The final change in today's update that we're going to talk about is going to be the Choppas. These are the helicopters that were added into the game in Chapter 2, Season 2, and they are returning in this season. This was known for a while because they were in some of the trailers, but you can now fund the Choppas at select 7 vaults or 7 outposts. I assume it's going to be the vaults because it says 7 outposts, and I think that's what the vaults are. And if it was like every area the 7 had reclaimed, I feel like the patch notes would have said that there would be one at Rocky Reels as well, whereas for the Rocky Reels funding stations, it just mentioned the battle bus and turret. So I believe the Choppas are just going to be at the vaults, and they also in this update fixed the issue with vaults and you can now open them again. So that should make these areas a lot more interesting. You'll be able to land there, open the vault, and get a helicopter potentially, maybe rotate to another area or rotate to like a fight, third party that, get their loot. Should make the vaults a little bit better. I don't really know if I'll be using these helicopters too much. Maybe I will. There is some vaults in areas where I like to go, like Greasy has a vault next to it, but a majority of the spots I like to go to, there aren't really vaults nearby. So I don't really know if I'll be using the helicopters that much, but you can now fund them and use them in game. They're a fun vehicle and they're pretty balanced because they don't have any sort of turrets or anything on them. But that's going to be it for today's video and today's update. Let me know which change you are most excited for. Personally, it has to be the shotgun update for me, but I know a lot of people are going to be excited for the helicopters and the Star Wars stuff coming to the game, and obviously the potential for Tilted Towers to be destroyed is always kind of like controversial. So let me know that in the comments below. If you want to use me for support a creator, my code is EvolveJake. It's been on screen the entire time, and I will be streaming on Twitch later today for most of today and pretty much every day. So if you want to follow me on Twitch, be live there, and it's in the description down below. Thanks for watching.